welcome to this video, which is the first 1.1 of Naked Eye Astronomy. It's 1 because it's Naked Eye Astronomy, and it's 0.1 because it's the first bit of Naked Eye Astronomy. And basically I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what's going to be appearing in this Naked Eye Astronomy section and some of the stuff that we're going to be encountering. And yeah, maybe a little chat about why we need to know it. Now, I'm not going to go into huge detail on these topics in here, but this is just a quick overview for us to get to know this stuff. So, Naked Eye Astronomy is all about doing astronomy using your naked eye. And the idea here is that we can try and think, well, what do we know about the universe? What do we know about studying the universe from Earth without the aid of telescopes, without the aid of spaceships, without the aid of cameras? What can we tell from here on the ground? What clues are there about the universe from down on the ground? Clue number 1. Every day a big ball of fire appears in the sky. And every day it does the same thing. It comes up in the same place, or from the same direction, moves across the sky. So this might be up here a bit later. And then later on in the day, it pops down and goes to bed way off over that direction. When it's daytime here, for us in England, it's also daytime here, down in South Africa and in Central Africa. Over here, it's nighttime. Over here, it's nighttime. And that's quite strange. Hey moon, this is the moon. Doesn't come out in the day, it comes out at night. And it tends to come from the same directions. It travels in the same direction as well. It's got a predictable path that over time you can see the pattern of it. But unlike the sun, the moon likes to disguise itself now and again. It takes a few different patterns, a few different shapes. Sometimes we see this guy here, the full moon. Other times, a bit shy, half moon, crescent moon. Sometimes the old moon just doesn't appear at all. How strange. And as well as the sky at night, well, once the sun's out of the way and it's a bit darker, we get to see the fact that there's actually loads of tiny little lights in the sky, and some of these tiny little lights appear in predictable patterns. This is probably the most recognisable and easy to recognise and easy to spot stars that we've got here in England and in the Northern Hemisphere, and this is Ursa Major, or you may hear it referred to as the plough, because I think it looks a bit like an old-fashioned plough, like this would be the handle of it and you push this along. Sometimes people call it the Big Dipper. I think Americans call it the Big Dipper. I used to call it the saucepan when I was a kid. That's a good name. This is what the saucepan looks like in Australia. It's upside down. Down under, it's upside down. And this helps us to figure out something about these stars, what they're doing. And yeah, there's some strange stuff going on in the sky. Nighttime is our moon, crescent moon, and it's not on its own. But this bad boy here, look at that, I missed with my arrow. let me try and redraw with an arrow that actually points at the bad boy I was referring to. This is a planet. And we can spot planets from Earth with our naked eye, and we can spot them quite frequently and with great regularity. And we know it's not a star because the light from it is different, and we know it's not a star because the motion of it is different and it moves in a mysterious fashion. Check this out. This is a stargazing chart that you can get from any astronomy website. I looked this one up, and this particular picture, I downloaded it on September the 6th when I was doing this with my class way back in September, to show them that you can predict where are these planets going to be. And at that time Jupiter was in the sky, and we could see Jupiter if you look towards the southeast, it would be high up in the sky, and it was going to be quite close to the moon, which at the time we can see was around about the half moon phase. Also, look, there's a couple of stars here and a couple of constellations that astronomers knew were going to be there. And this knowledge of this stuff being in the sky, these patterns, people can arrive at them by studying them. And yeah, people for hundreds and thousands of years, for the history of humankind's time on this earth, have been studying these and seeing these patterns and working out stuff. A long time ago, though, if you saw something like this, you'd have been pretty scared. You'd have thought God was pretty angry with you. This is a comet, and it appears in the night sky, a huge trail of blazing, glorious dust and gas that puts this huge pattern across the back of it. Hey moon, why are you red? Every now and again the moon goes red. Sometimes it disappears. Sometimes you only see it with half a pattern across it because the Earth's got in the way. And this is an eclipse. This is a lunar eclipse, which again we can see from Earth. And people seeing this, scientists seeing this, saw this and thought, what is going on? Tried to work it out. Here, this is the first picture I've shown you, this whole thing that wasn't taken with a telescope. That was taken with a telescope. Everything else hasn't been. But this shows a distant galaxy, and here we've got pointed out a dim star, normal to loads of other stars around it, can hardly distinguish it. But this star very suddenly gets extremely hot and extremely bright. This is a supernova event. So this one, I hold my hands up, isn't naked eye astronomy, but this is a clue from another part of the universe. And all these things together we can study, we can work out what the universe is about, how it's conducted, and what's going on.
Now it's time for our wrap-up. Let's give it everything we've got. Ready? Begin.
And these different things happen on a daily basis with the sun, or these patterns with the different types of moon on a monthly basis. And over the course of a year we'll see different constellations at different times. And over the course of hundreds and thousands of years we see these events. And these are rarer, but they do occur on a much larger time scale. And what we're going to do, hopefully in these videos and in this next section of the module, is to go through and try to get to grips with these different parts of the solar system, the universe, the night sky, the stuff going on around us, and try to understand why is it there, what's it doing, what's it all about.